disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Luke Kang and Jax.
What's up?
Angel Diaz and Joe Hartley. Man, I just looked up and saw the names. If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Center Network. On Tuesdays, you have CTE with Chris, Los, and Travis. On Wednesdays, it's us, Fists, Kicks, and Flicks with Gene, Mike, Angel, and Joe. And on Thursdays, you can get the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Center Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fellas, it's showtime. What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much.
How was your weekend?
I want Angel to go. Angel had a good weekend, it sounded like.
Oh, yeah. It most definitely did sound like Angel had a good weekend. What's up, man?
Honestly, man, my weekend was not all that. I'm not gonna even.
Come on.
You being humble? Humble?
No, to be honest with you, I really did not like the way I fought. I fought bad. I fought just good enough to win, but that's not enough. I like to dominate, so it was all right.
But at the end of the day, you won. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah, no, I mean the result is there, but is it the type of results that I want to see? No, not at all. So,
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, you got to put the work in, man, and get to it.
Oh yeah, I ran 12 miles today.
Dang.
How many miles?
12.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really upset.
What about you, Joe?
You know what? Just doing the family thing, enjoying my weekends off. Work's getting a little crazy now. Everybody's worried about, the numbers spiking up, so they're doing us crazy hours. So, that's my life right now.
I got you. I hear you. Yeah, my weekend was pretty chill too, man. I just stayed home and pretty much just did stuff around here. Relaxed, hung out with Champ, of course, on Sunday. And Queen Crystal was here on Saturday. And we watched the Fight Club. Did you guys see that?
Fight Club, the movie?
No, not the movie. I'm talking about the Fight Club with Jake Paul or whoever. Was that Jake Paul or Logan Paul? One of them.
Paul.
Oh.
It was Jake?
Yeah.
Jake Paul against Ben Askren.
Yeah.
Oh.
I watched.
Who won?
I watched a good portion of it.
Jake Paul, he knocked out Ben Askren.
Oh, bye, Ben.
Well, I mean, Ben is a wrestler and he's never had hands. So I don't understand why he decided to take that. It just didn't make any sense. So I figured he would lose. Of course, money. Of course, Bugs. Of course, it was a money deal. But he wasn't the only one that got. I don't know, man. Did you watch that one fight where the guy faked his injury, Angel? You saw that? That was he should have been embarrassed for himself because this guy Joe. I don't remember either fighter's name, right? But one guy threw a punch and it appeared to me, I thought he hit him on the elbow, but the guy fell down and pretended that he got hit with a low shot. And I mean, this guy fell down and he was kicking his legs. He was rolling around on the campus. He made an ass out of himself.
He thought he was in the NBA.
He thought he was. I'm not gonna say it. I was about to say it.
Do it.
But there is an NBA player I know somewhere in LA that would have did something like that. But anyway,
you guys gotta stop.
But anyway, yeah. So he's rolling around. I mean, like you would have thought. You remember the kick that Raymond did his last fight? That's how that's how this guy was acting. Like he was on the ground like that. But when they showed the replay, they showed him hitting him in the body. Not only the body, but he barely hit him in the body. Like his wrist might have hit the guy on the side. And I don't think he realized that they were playing back the replay. And we can clearly see that he barely even hit this guy. He barely touched him. So
this on YouTube?
It should be on YouTube now. I'm quite sure the clip is on YouTube now at some point. But he was rolling around, making an ass out of himself. And then eventually the commentators felt bad for him at first until they saw the replay over and over and over. And they were like, oh, does he realize that there is replay? Like he is like I can't see him getting another fight. I can't see any boxing promoter or anyone wanting to put him on the card. He obviously had to have been taking a dive. In my opinion, he had to be taking a dive. What did you think of that, Angel?
Honestly, man, I just thought the whole thing was terrible. At one point, if you look at it, like I was like, are these even real professional fights? Because they had like the weight categories, like a 178-pound fighter fighting a 190-pound fighter. And the 190-pound fighter obviously knocked the other guy out. I was like, what is like in a real?
I don't think they necessarily do those like based on weight class. I think they just set them up like, I want to fight you, you want to fight me, let's go.
Yeah, but these dudes were like 8-0 and like 5-0, and I'm like, where? Like what are you doing, bro? Like this
Joe,
is
the backyard.
Joe, yeah, this event had concerts, like they had performances. And also, they had a slap contest.
Those slap contests are hilarious.
It's even more hilarious when Ric Flair is the judge.
Wait, where are you watching this? I want to see this. Where are you watching this? I want to see this.
It was on pay-per-view. I did not.
Real talk,
I watched it on pay-per-view.
So I went out.
I got you.
I went out with some people on Saturday, and we went to like a pizza spot, and we're watching it. And at one point, I said it. I was like, "Yo, the guy who knocked the other one out, I was like, he's not slapping him hard, and he's gonna get like the signal, and then he's gonna slap him real hard."
Like he was telling him to stop flinching.
He was like tapping. He was tapping, and then finally he went and he just knocked him out. And I was like.
Yes. So what happened? Like it seemed like they had about 3 to 5 rounds. I can't remember, Joe, if it was 3 or 5.
But I think it was supposed to be 5. It didn't get to 5.
Okay, so it was 4 then.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 because I think he hit him 3 times and he kept telling him stop flinching.
Yeah, he kept telling him stop flinching because every time was that guy Hispanic? Because he kind of sounded like he kind of had an accent.
To be honest, I didn't want to say this when I was describing him. He looked like a black Hispanic mix. But
a
brolic man. I mean, very big. Like he was built.
He was. Yeah, he was.
Was he big with a beard? Was he big with a beard?
Yes.
That dude's a champ. That guy's that guy is killer.
No, what the hell? You study this?
No, I've seen him on YouTube. You know, they come through on YouTube. I've watched them all. They're hilarious. That guy, he will take a hit, like just look at it and be like,
does he wear a mouthpiece?
But then he just wails on people.
Does he wear a mouthpiece, Joe, or no?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, it's the same guy then. That guy was
and he slapped the mouthpiece out of the other guy.
Oh yeah.
You saw that mouthpiece come out, and he laid him out. He went to sleep.
Yo, the funniest thing was after he slapped him, he looked at Ric Flair. Ric Flair went, "Woo!"
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that is genius. Oh, I'm watching. I know what I'm watching tonight.
So Ric Flair was like the center, and he would say like "ready." He would count them down like 1, 2, 3, and then they would slap each other. And just having Ric Flair there, and then there was somebody else. There was a comedian from Saturday Night Live who was also there. What was his name?
Pete Davidson.
Okay, yeah, he was there. Yeah. He was like kind of like the host or whatever.
Oh my god, that is so good.
Yeah, man. Just watching the overall event, I felt like we watched 3 hours of concerts for a 1-minute fight. That's what I'm like.
Yeah, you know what catch me up about those slap fights is they wind up and they look like they're getting ready, like we do when we're like doing breaking. They like get ready.
Yeah.
They like set it up real good, and then they're just like pow, break it.
That was it exactly.
Would you ever do a slap fight? Joe? Oh, Joe, the fact that you thought about it, man, don't even talk to me.
The fact that here's my problem. Here's my problem. I don't want to get hit. If I get hit, I'm not saying I can't take a hit, but I'm not going to stand in front of somebody and get hit. Okay, you hit me, you're going to earn that. Okay, because I'm going to hit you back. So it's going to be really hard for me to sit there and wait to get hit when I can't just hit you back. I know I got to wait my turn. I don't want to wait my turn. I want to duck out of the way and get you back.
Bugs, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like Joe wants to play tag, but the slap version of tag. That's what it sounds like he wants to do. I'm not trying to play tag slap. I'm not because
I'm trying to grab you and hit you.
Yeah, I'm not doing no slap contest. There's another type of contest in Russia. It's an arm wrestling contest where you hold on to people and you can throw kicks. You can throw them in
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
I like that.
I was like, I'll do. That's pretty dope.
That's all crazy to me. Hell no. But you know what? They it's messed up that they're at the end of their events. They probably get paid more than the karate tournaments. Like they probably get paid more than $1,000.
Hey, you know what? I know people that even put on fake slap contests and do $1,000. That's the crazy part. That's just nuts. So hey, you never know, man. Yeah.
So let's get into our movie for this week. We have Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I really don't know what to say about this movie because on one hand, I used to really hate this movie. Now, when I watched it, it's just like the first Mortal Kombat movie. Like I watched it, and I actually watched this movie 2.5 times this time, and it still was better than Double Dragon. It was still better than Street Fighter. So, the story, okay, the overall idea of the story, I felt that. Okay, I was with that. Okay, the bad guys are like, you know what? We lost the tournament. So what? We still about to take over the Earth anyway. Okay, I felt that. But other than that, the rest of the story, it just wasn't making sense. It was just stupid.
Because there was no story. This is the biggest problem with that whole thing compared to the first one. The first one's like, okay, we're going to bring in 8, 9, 10 characters. We're going to focus on the three main characters. Bada boom, bada bing. This one, they're like, oh, let's have 25 characters. We're going to kill one at the beginning, and then we're going to just have a fight and 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 a fight. Every scene was a new fight.
That's all it was.
And they just wanted to throw every single character at us. And in a movie, it's hard to do that because, like, in a series, you could focus on 1 or 2 characters every week. Mm-hmm. But in a movie, you can't do that. You got 90 minutes to 2 hours, and you're just throwing 24 characters at. Some characters didn't even make it past one scene. Rain, Johnny Cage, they were just like, oh, dead.
You know what? That would be good, a Mortal Kombat series.
They have talked about it, and it would be great.
Good. Yeah, that would be good.
Be great. It's supposed to be CBS or NBC, which would kill it. It needs to be like HBO.
I think neither of those. I think it has to be just an online run series. Let Netflix pick it up or something. Like let it be.
I agree. 100%.
Like how Cobra Kai did it. Let it be YouTube on its own, and then let Netflix or someone else come and pick up the show. I think if they do it that way, they'll be great. If YouTube Red and YouTube like shows were big when Street Fighter online series and Mortal Kombat online series came out, they would be on Netflix right now.
Actually, I don't know how they haven't picked them up.
Actually, if you go to Amazon, because I got Amazon Prime, that's how I watch everything. They have Mortal Kombat. If you type in Mortal Kombat, you'll see like a bunch of extra Mortal Kombats. It's the online series. They have them classified all on there. Same thing for Street Fighter. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So the basic idea of this movie, the bad guys from the outer world, they're going to come over and take over the Earth anyway. They don't care that they lost the tournament. They're still going to come down. The only 2 people from the first movie that are still in this movie are Liu Kang and Katana. Everybody else, they recast everyone. Was there any particular reason? Do you guys know that they did that? Or
yeah, I just looked it up. They turned it down.
Those people were smart.
A lot of them turned it down, especially the guy playing Johnny Cage. So he basically said, "You're going to kill me off in the first scene. No, thank you.
What's the point of even taking it?
That's what I said.
I kept looking at that guy because he kind of resembled the guy from the first movie, and I kept looking at him wondering, like, is that him, or why would he come back just to get killed like that? Okay, so that was a totally different guy. I didn't look up the credits to see who was who. They started fighting. They came down. Now, Books, you said that at the end of the first movie, who was that you said was in the sky?
Onaga or Omaga or Naga, something like that.
So that guy was not even in this movie.
That wasn't. Yeah, Shao Kahn. It was. If you notice, they're two completely different people.
Yes. So I was starting to get confused. Like, okay, are they?
The last movie had nothing to do with what just happened in the second movie at all.
Except for they just won the tournament.
That's really it. Just picked off that they won a tournament, but if you notice, it didn't even show like the temple being destroyed and all that. It just left. It's like as if that little 5, 10, 15 seconds never happened. It's just weird.
Yeah, it was. And even Raiden was different. I didn't really care for this Raiden either. This guy that played Raiden, I didn't really care for him.
I've seen that guy that played Raiden. He's been in a bunch of other movies. He always rubs me the wrong way. I just want to slap him.
He's also in the series on CW, Black Lightning.
Who is he on Black Lightning? I watched Black Lightning. Who is he? Is he?
He's the uncle that does all their suits.
You know what, man? I kept on listening to him and thinking like his voice sounds familiar, but he's so much younger in this movie. Like,
Gamby. That's who he is in Black Lightning. Gamby.
You know that this movie is 23 years old or something like that. So, and he looks older on the show. So, okay, that's why. But I kept hearing his voice and was like, "Who is this guy? Yeah. He sounds so familiar." Okay, so they start off, and the characters from the outer world are coming to Earth anyway. They're coming to take over, and Shao Kahn. And you said. Books, last week you said that he was Katana's stepfather, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what he ended up doing also was resurrecting Katana's mother.
Yeah.
Was this? Did they ever explain how he did that, or they just said, he just has the power to raise people from the dead?
I think his dad Shinnok has the power to raise the dead.
Mm.
Or I thought, even though they didn't show him, I feel like Quan Chi had something to do with this.
It could have.
If you played a video game, you know who that is.
Yeah, like I told you guys last week, it's been so long.
Did Quan Chi show up in the video game before Shinnok?
Yeah,
I thought so. So they just passed right over Quan Chi and went right to the Shinnok.
Yeah, but you know what though? It would have been too hard because so Gene, technically. Quan Chi and Shang Tsung, they kind of work together sometimes.
Okay.
So it would have been too much to have that in one movie. Like them working together. Because then like Liu Kang would have had to fight two people, you know? Like it wouldn't I feel like it just wouldn't have worked. But Quan Chi was definitely in the game before Shinnok. And I feel like maybe that's how. Or maybe he could have used Ermac's power. You never know. Ermac may have been able to.
But they said Sindel is the way that they were able to break the rules to needing to win that last Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Which I didn't understand. That to me was right off the bat was a plot hole because how? They never explained it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's the resurrect Shiva and break the rules.
Yeah, it just made sense. No, I got you.
So we see Shao Kahn, he ends up getting Sonya Blade. He ends up getting her, and he has his foot on her neck, and he's getting ready to kill her. And he asked Raiden to bow to him, and Raiden didn't do it. Raiden ended up. It looks like he put Shao Kahn's he put his people in a bubble, and they were going to make a fair exchange, Sonya for his people, and he released the bubble, and then Johnny Cage threw a flying sidekick at him. And he has Johnny Cage, and then he snaps his neck. And I just don't understand. Like, that was one of your most popular heroes. It's like him and Liu Kang are 1A and 1B as far as the leaders of Mortal Kombat. At least that's what I always thought. So I was just wondering, like, why would they kill him out of all people? If anybody, if they wanted to make a connection for Sonya, then I think they should have killed Jax, because I absolutely hated him in this movie.
Oh, he was terrible.
Man, that
I didn't like seeing him take his arms off.
Now in the game, in the second or third game, Johnny Cage does die, and then is resurrected. So
what?
I'm telling you, man, that's what they do in these games.
That's what they were leading towards, but we never got to a third movie.
Thank God we didn't get to a third movie from this group. It's like, I don't know, man. It seemed like they didn't have the budget to even pull this movie off, because the CGI and the special effects were absolutely horrible. And this is garbage. And this is 1997. So we've seen movies that had better special effects than what they did. I mean, what came out in 96? Did Independence Day, did that come out in 96 or 97?
Well, it was 95.
Independence Day, 95, whatever. Those look good. Those special effects and graphics.
All right, hold on. That's not fair. You can't. That's not fair, because who do they have as their lead actor in Independence Day?
Will Smith.
Yeah, but
they had a lot of people in that movie.
Yeah, but so then they obviously had.
That's not the technology. That has nothing to do with the technology.
You had a budget for that.
But they had a huge budget because it was Spielberg.
Yeah, so you know.
No. If you start talking,
had the same dude who did Double Dragon. He just did the same.
Listen. The Back to the Future special effects were better than this, and that was in the 80s.
Again, look at who they had. They definitely had the budget to get someone that could do a great job. This group did not have the budget to get someone that's going to do a great job.
No, I disagree, because this is not the first Mortal Kombat movie. If this was a first movie, then I would say okay. But seeing how this is a sequel only occurs if the first movie is successful to some extent. So they should have had the money to have better graphics, better special effects, and better CGI. This shit was horrible.
It was terrible. It was bad.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I feel like they went into this knowing that this was not going to be our most successful.
But as a business person, man, if that's right, if they go into, like, who would spend money knowing, like, oh, this movie is going to be bad? But because this is still millions of dollars.
What's $1 million back then? I mean, come on, like
this budget was not $1 million. Even though it looks like it was, this budget was what? It had to be at least 15 million.
At least
10, 15 million. They should have did better than, man. I was just disappointed, especially when you're talking about a movie like Mortal Kombat. Like you should already know the special effects and CGI have to be on point, especially if you're having all of these other characters from another world. You got characters like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and you know the type of moves they do. Then I just expected better. I mean, this wasn't good.
So this movie ended up doing, the budget was $30 million.
Oh crap! Double what Gene said.
And to be honest with you, they actually did a pretty good job. I mean, I'm not gonna say pretty good job. They did more than broke even. They made $51 million in box office money.
They would have considered that a failure if you only make $20 million. If your budget is 30, you only make $20 million. No, they would have been. They would have been
royalties on that. So.
They would have been pissed.
Yeah,
they had to be.
Yeah, but for them, they covered their budget. Okay. It's like, would you much rather break even or lose even more money?
I think the only people who care about breaking even on a movie are small independent people. I don't think a big name company like New Line Cinema would be okay with just making $20 million. I don't know. But let's jump into the movie, man. I mean, for what we can talk about, because it's nothing but a bunch of fights, like you said, Bugs.
Yeah, this is not a movie where we're going to talk a lot about like a story plot and all that. It's just we can kind of go through the fight scenes, kind of see what we thought about them, because that's really what this was. I think they tried to lead with what happened in the first movie. They probably thought the fight scenes made it successful, so they're like, let's add more fight scenes.
But you know what? I kind of accepted how this movie was with its fight scenes because it wasn't a tournament.
No.
So I was okay with not seeing other, last week when we spoke, I said I kind of wanted to see the other people, like a fighting montage or whatever. But this movie, it doesn't even call for it. So I was okay with the type of fighting that they were having, just going from fight to fight to fight. But just some stuff did not make sense. Like, okay, so the team splits up. They're going to go their separate ways. They figure in order to close the portals so they can send Shao Kahn and his people back to the outworld, Katana needs to be connected with her mother again. Yeah. So Raiden tells Sonya to go get Jax, and he's going to take her to where she can go get Jax. And then Liu Kang has some place that he needs to go. That he's going with Katana. He needs to go see someone because he isn't ready to fight.
Wolf.
Right. He wasn't ready to fight Shao Kahn yet.
Nightwolf kind of, I didn't like him.
It was stupid. Like
he didn't do much.
He didn't do anything. Okay, at this point in time, you would think, okay, all hands are on deck. We need everybody, every able soldier, fighter to join our group and help us fight. He didn't even show up. He showed up and he gave Liu Kang an edible. Liu Kang tripped out. He had too much. He woke up. He didn't know where he was.
He didn't give him no edible. He threw an axe at him. He threw an axe at him and hit him in the head.
You're talking about edibles, and it's 420 day. You better stop. You give him an edible.
Yeah, because he started hallucinating. That's why I said that, because Liu Kang started hallucinating, and when he came to, he didn't even know if he was still hallucinating or if it was real when he met Jade, right? Yeah. But we never saw Nightwolf again. That was just the end of him.
I know, he just took off. He was like, "All right, see ya."
I never played with him in the game. Was he a decent fighter in the game?
Actually, he was pretty good.
I use them every once in a while.
He had good. If you could get, he had some pretty good combinations because you could put together his combinations with his specials.
Yeah, with
and power him up. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had, so that was him. And then we had Sub-Zero. He shows up to save.
I love Sub-Zero in this movie, man. I love Sub-Zero in this movie.
Yeah, but he didn't have but that one scene.
Exactly.
I just like the fact that he was able to talk. Honestly.
Okay. I got you.
Like, I just feel like I wanted that in the first movie. Like I told you guys last week, I just wanted him to talk. So I just love that.
Now, I remember in the second game that Sub-Zero did have his mask off. But I did not remember if, like in this movie, this was the original Sub-Zero's younger brother. In the game, in the second game, was that the younger brother, or was that the first Sub-Zero? He just decided to take his mask off and turn into a hero.
No, it was the brother. It
was a brother. Okay. But yeah, that was another surprising thing because Raiden told Liu Kang that he was going to find someone to help him on his journey. And when Sub-Zero showed up, I thought that he was going to be the one. So I expected to see him show up later on. And especially as popular as characters as Sub-Zero and Scorpion are, I was just disappointed that he didn't show back up at all in the movie.
And for their first fight, like on camera, to be so, it was short, it was sweet, It just was, it could have been way better.
Yeah.
So he shows up and he even says, "No, you didn't kill me, you killed my older brother." Instantly, I would think they would have beef right then and there. Or I would think he's going to say, okay, after you go handle Shao Kahn, me and you are next. But it was none of that. Okay.
Better job at that, man. They could have done a way better job at that.
Yeah. Now, the next part, it's just, I don't know, just kind of disappointed because Sub-Zero, that was my favorite character. And I don't think neither one of these movies really made him stand out the way he should have stood out.
I'm really hoping this next one does because it looks like it does. It will, but you never know. I really hope that they're going to focus some on that.
I think they will. I think we've all have been talking about it for years on end.
You guys obviously did not just. You guys didn't see the trailer. I tagged y'all in earlier.
I seen the trailer. That's what I'm saying.
No.
I think it's going to be good.
I mean, when I tagged you in today.
I know. I'm not doing that. I'm not watching that.
I'll watch it.
Did you watch it? It's 7 minutes. It's the beginning of the movie.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, it is. It's better than both movies. In just 7 minutes, it's better than both movies.
I'm not watching that, man. I want my first time to watch all this to be Saturday night.
Oh, Bugs, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it when you see it. Yeah, so they already are telling the story of Sub-Zero and Scorpion at the very beginning of the movie. So, and it looked great. The next character is Jax, and Sonya goes to find Jax. And some reason, he's in some lab, laying down, hooked up to a machine, got the things on his arms.
Okay.
Now,
nobody's around.
Nobody's around.
They just cyber enhance this dude, and nobody's around. And wait a second, how come Sonya knows that's where he's at?
I assumed because Raiden told her. That's the only thing I could think of because he should have been hanging around where she left him at the pier. Because that's the last place that she saw him. He was at the pier.
This dude, so was he asleep or something? Was he asleep? Like,
yeah, he was asleep. And
why is he just sitting there the whole time? He could have broke out the whole time. It made no sense to me. That pissed me off.
He didn't even have those arms in the first movie.
That's what I'm saying. But so you have obviously a team of people came in and did this to you. Where was those people? They were all killed? Like, it made no sense. They went home for the night. You're leaving this guy.
He was locked in there.
If Sonya didn't come in there, this guy could have been there and dehydrated to death.
Oh, man, that's what if he had to piss some shit on himself?
That's what I'm saying. It was so odd. Like, what facility? I'm never going to this facility. I don't care for what. You're like, okay, here's your fancy arms. Okay, bye.
Like, what was the purpose of that?
It made no sense.
Well, I mean, to be hooked up to that machine because it's not like they were. It looked like everything was connected to his body. It didn't seem like it was connected to his arms, from my memory.
I felt like Jax reminded me of like the Tin Man from the
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, like, and then I felt like he reminded me of like the Tin Man because of his arms, and he reminded me of the Lion, like. Because he had like no courage in himself. That's why he had the arms.
He reminded me of the normal stereotypical character that they used to put in movies to represent black people. That's what he was to me, and I did not like that because he always had something to say. Every time he was fighting, he was just saying something that just it was making me cringe every single time, and I could not stand that.
Yeah, no, I got you. I definitely agree with you.
And he's supposed to be like a police officer, an army vet. So I think they should have portrayed more of that than try to make him like this thuggish, loudmouth.
Yeah. And on top of that, he's consistently flirting with Sonya also. And even Raiden got into it. It's like stuff like that happens. The climate has changed. Certain things you can't really do or say anymore, and certain things that they were doing in this movie, especially or saying to these women, it just kind of made me like cringe a little bit.
That's the 90s, man. That's how it
went. So she rescues him. Well, she rescues him. She gets him off of this machine.
I actually like this fight scene.
Me too.
Yeah, it was all right. I just couldn't stand him. He just had something to say. No matter who he was fighting, he had something to say. Some type of, I don't know, man. I'm not about to repeat none of the crap he was saying. But he just had just the dumbest lines. Like I would think, like,
get some.
Yes, that type of stuff. Now
that's called improv. Y'all gotta know your acting. Come on.
But you know what? It's certain things. It's you guys see the Justice League movie, the Zack Snyder's version.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you know the guy who plays Cyborg, Ray Fisher? Like he was complaining that he was he was being mistreated, and he had a problem with some of the dialogue that they wanted him to say in the movie. He did not want to say "booyah," and that is not a term that Cyborg ever said in the comics. He only said
that came from Teen Titans Go.
Exactly, and he was like basically he said. Basically, his problem was black people don't talk like that. I'm not saying that shit. That's dumb.
Yeah, but Cyborg said that in the original Teen Titans TV show.
But but that's not how he was originally written in the comics. So he was trying to get away from all of that type of stuff. Like if anybody ever told me to say, I wouldn't say that shit either. Like we don't talk like that. We do not talk like that. That's not how I would say that. Yes.
They slap you with a fucking.
Ain't nobody slapping shit. Ain't nobody slapping shit. That's already. See that hand go up. It's a reverse punch right to the throat. There's nobody slapping shit. Not over here.
They give you a $30 million check, and they say all you gotta do is just say "booyah." You're telling me you ain't gonna look at Champ and go, "Listen, son. We got morals." But
I ain't no booyah. Hell no. Especially if they're that adamant that they want me to say booyah and they come in with 30 million. Oh man, hell no. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying it. And they about to give me more money. They about to give me more money because we gonna have a problem pretty soon. So they gonna have to rectify that. So anyway, but that fight scene now, the character that came in, who was that they were fighting?
That was Cyrax and who was the other dude?
I can't remember. Smoke.
No. Smoke was when he fought Sub-Zero. Right?
Oh, then it wasn't Stryker, was it?
No, it wasn't Stryker. So the two droids.
Yeah, one was yellow.
Cyrax is yellow.
Okay, so that's who that is.
And who's red or orange or whatever you want to call him?
I am not sure.
You know who I'm talking about, Joe.
Yeah, I thought it was Cyrax and like Stryker or something like that.
No, Stryker is Sonya Blade's commander.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know did you guys hear that they mentioned him in the movie?
They mentioned him once, saying something was happening over there, or
him and Kung Lao. They captured him and Kung Lao.
Yeah. Yep, when I heard that, I said, "Oh shit, Kung Lao's back. They resurrected him. Quan Chi is doing his thing over there. I was like, something's happening."
So when that happened, that let me. I was thinking like, okay, there are going to be more fighters on their team, but at the end of the day, it was just those four. I'm assuming that Stryker ended up dying.
we never know.
We don't know 100%, but because they never even show him, he was just mentioned. But he was mentioned that he was captured or whatever. You know.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find what his name was.
Okay, so let me talk about Raiden a little bit. So Raiden decided to go talk to the Elder Gods because he wanted to know how Shao Kahn was able to pretty much disregard the rules of Mortal Kombat because he was under the assumption that Earth should be under protection for the next generation. And you know, the gods knew what was going on. They seemed like they didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. That made no sense to me.
Yeah, they really didn't care at all what was going on.
Sector.
Ah, yes. I just
the red one.
I just found it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't understand why the gods were just basically like, yeah, deal with it.
It didn't make any sense. It was no type of explanation. And then they showed up later on at the end. Now, every time certain characters died, a little dragon comes off of them and flies away. Is that something that's from the game also, or were you guys familiar with that?
That was some bull crap they put in the movie.
That was just a show, I think, just like the family crest and shit. That was some way to tie it back to Raiden. That's what it was.
Okay, so Cyrax, he's part of Raiden's family because it was on him also.
No.
So they said that was a temporary pest. The big one is the real pest, is the real crest.
Okay.
So technically, all of the henchmen or henchwomen under Shao Kahn had the family crest on them, and I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna say it gave them their power, but like it helps them be just a little bit more like
Okay.
power them up just a little bit. But the only people that had that real family crest was Raiden, Shao Kahn, and then Shinnok, the father.
Did they ever say that they were all related in the game? Also, they did that.
I don't remember.
That's just a movie thing. Just saying that they were related. Okay.
Yeah, I think they just found a way just to tie it in.
Gotcha.
I think in the later games, actually, hold on. I think in the later games, like in like the early 2000s, and then like the later ones, Shao Kahn and Raiden had like their tie-in.
Okay, yeah. They probably did that. I mean, that happened after the movie, so they probably
it happened after the movie, so they like made it so that way it was in the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we see Liu Kang. He eventually finds Nightwolf during the fight with Sub-Zero. I mean, sorry, when Sub-Zero showed up to help him, Scorpion shows up also, and he ends up taking Katana. Right?
Yeah.
Did they explain how Scorpion survived? Like, why is he alive? Like, because he died in the first movie.
Well, Scorpion's always able to come back because he goes to hell and makes a deal to come back, and he won't. Basically, his soul can't rest until he kills Sub-Zero, more or less, or eradicates their whole clan.
Okay,
they killed his family and his clan. So.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you watch that. Them 7 minutes, then, Joe.
Yeah, I know. That's the story they're going to start telling.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's kind of funny. It's the Ninja Turtles, Shredder and Splinter all over again. That's really what it is. I mean, just it's the two clans fighting, hating each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So Liu Kang eventually goes and he finds Nightwolf, and Nightwolf, like you said, hit him in the head with an axe, knocked him out, and he starts to hallucinate, and when he comes to, he sees Jade, and he thinks that she's part of his hallucination, but she's real also. And now she is trying to seduce him, but he doesn't fall for it. So just like in the first movie, there's three things that he has to accomplish. And I cannot remember what those three things were.
I don't know, but Liu Kang got a lot of baggage, man. I'm tired of him.
Wasn't it like courage, strength, and something else?
Yeah, I think it was temptation.
Temptation.
I think.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, it was something like that. But he during his hallucination, okay, we find out that Liu Kang has some type of animal in him.
Animality.
Yeah, was that part of the game also?
It was the second and third game had animalities.
It was just stupid.
Yeah, that was dumb. We could have done without it because even though in the final battle between him and Shao Kahn, they both turn into dragons and they fight, but then they stop being dragons and they go back to being human. So what was the purpose of having that? 5 minutes or whatever it was.
I couldn't tell you. It looked like that dragon, Liu Kang dragon, looked like something out of Sesame Street. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
It was bad. And he's under the impression that Jade is going to help him, and she is helping a little bit at first. She's helping. I actually thought she was the another actress. I just found out that she wasn't the actress I was thinking of. She kind of resembled the actress that was in the Wolverine movie when he was in Japan. So I thought I thought that's who this was because I was like, man, she looks kind of good because that movie happened in. This was in '97 and the Wolverine was in 2013, but she looks kind of young still. So I was tripping, and I had to Wikipedia that. But she did a good job. I didn't have any problem with her acting. She was one of the best actors/actresses in this movie. Yeah, everybody else acting was horrible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So she decides she's going to guide him and help him find Katana, and then I guess she was pretending to help the cause, but she was really sent in by Shao Kahn. Now when she meets up with Jax and Sonya Blade. Her and Sonya didn't get along at first. They were about to fight, and I didn't understand like what was the problem between them. I didn't know if they had history in the game, and they were like kind of bleeding that over into the movie, or if
I don't think so. I think that she was just like, "Where's Katana? Why you show up with this hoe?"
But you said it like that, but that's basically how
she said it. She's like, where Katana and who this?
Yeah, pretty much,
He's looking out for the girl. What you expect her to do?
Mm-hmm. Now, when Raiden was with the Elder guys, they told him that he was trying to defend Earth. And for some reason, they said he had to give up his immortal abilities. I didn't understand what was up with that either.
That's because with Outer World being sucking in the Earth, eventually he wouldn't be able to fight alongside them because he can't be a part of Outer World.
Right.
So for him to help fight, he had to give up his immortality and basically become human. Then he could fight alongside them.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's the way I understood it.
He didn't help much.
No.
Only thing he really did was he opened up a portal for everyone because as they were standing around talking, because he joined back up with them, he came flipping out of nothing. He just appeared. We just saw. We were looking at the screen, and next thing you know, we just saw him flipping.
There was a lot of that. Shao Kahn liked to do. He liked to flip around. They're like, I know what to get the people going. A bunch of flips.
Yeah, he just flipped out of nowhere, and he was standing there. He looked like he wanted a standing ovation from the group when he did that.
He was trying to do a superhero drop, but he couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, and he came back. He had new clothes on. I mean, those clothes wasn't even impressive. He looked like he was going hunting, not hunting, fishing. That's what he looked like. He was going fishing. He just had a vest on and looked like some khakis, and he cut his hair.
What about his fancy little braid?
I mean, you know what? I didn't even notice that. Like, I thought he just had a shortcut. I don't know. So. But they tried to escape Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn is coming with Katana's mother, and they're coming to kill them. But it's really a setup because they're trying to get them to go into Outer World, and that's exactly where they go. And there's really nothing else left to really talk about with this movie.
We basically wrapped this whole thing up right there.
So, okay, let's go right to the fight, man, because it was horrible. That fight between Shao Kahn and Liu Kang, what did you guys think about that? Because that was one of the worst big bad fights that I ever saw.
Yeah,
it was a terrible ending fight.
Yeah. I mean, he even turned, even the dragon part, but he even finished him. But all he did was just did a backwards flip and kicked him in the face, and he fell down. He killed Raiden. Raiden showed up. He just shot him in the chest. And I was thinking, like, okay, so why you're not going to do this to Liu Kang?
Since I was like 10 years old, I've said the same thing. The fight that I actually liked more than that was the Jax fight when he fought the other dude.
Matoro?
That guy's name? Mataro, yeah.
The only reason why I liked it was because I never knew Jack could take off his arms. He like took them things off. He's like, yeah.
Did he, or did he just take off one arm because the other one was ripped off of him?
I'm being serious. I hated those fight scenes at the end. They're just terrible.
Yeah. And Raiden, well, of course, Liu Kang won. He beat Shao Kahn with some weak move. His dad did get ready to interfere, and the Elder God stopped him from interfering. Now, was Shao Kahn doing all of this stuff on his own, or was he under the direction of his dad? Because I know his dad was trying to get Raiden.
He was under direction of his dad.
Okay, because his dad was trying to get Raiden to join them also, and Raiden wasn't going to turn his back on Earth. And the Elder Gods, as soon as Shao Kahn lost, they kind of, I don't know, they put him in some type of, it looked like almost like a mirror. And it just folded up and just disappeared.
It looked like they took a scene from Superman.
He went into the Phantom Zone. I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
He folded into another dimension.
Yes, and then that was it. And then they decided to make. I guess Raiden took his dad's spot as an Elder God. He became an Elder God also. Is that any part of the game at all?
The Elder Gods have like some parts, but that was like after this movie. They like started playing some parts. This movie, like they kind of like the video games are more like a movie. If you watch them, they're more like movies.
Yeah, man. You know, like you guys were saying last week, man. I never really played the games for the storyline of the game. Like, I have no idea what. I just thought that it's just a fighting game, like Tekken. I just thought it was just a fighting game. Like,
all those games early on were just fighting games with no storyline really. But like later, as the stuff progressed and the graphics and everything progressed, I think like Mortal Kombat, like 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there, they started adding a whole storyline for every character.
Okay, that's why.
Tekken did the same thing. I stopped playing Street Fighter at like, I don't even know which one.
Street Fighter does the same thing.
But they all started adding storylines because now they have all this great, like the new storyline for the Mortal Kombat 11 is pretty good. It's like a movie.
Wow, they're on 11.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were that high up.
But I'm going to tell you what pisses me off right now about these video games, because I've always been number one fighting games, and then, you know, other games from that. But the fighting games, their goal now is all money. Because what they do, like Mortal Kombat 11 comes out, okay, you pay $60 for that, and then you get 20 characters. And then they're like, okay, coming season 2, you get 10 more characters that you got to buy. Now I got to buy an expansion for this game 6 months later. And I mean, granted, they added all these new characters. They even added a second story, but it's all a money grab. They're going to keep adding all your favorite characters that you don't see. You got to wait a certain amount of time, and then they're going to keep adding them. They're going to keep adding them. I mean, by the time you get all the characters you want, you're
Mortal Kombat
$250 plus in the game.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and all the fighting games are doing that. It started Killer Instinct, one of my favorite games. I got it, and you had to buy like the rest of the characters that you wanted. Tekken started doing it. They're all doing that now.
I stopped buying Mortal Kombat. Now when I want to play the game, no, this is gonna sound stupid, but you go on YouTube and you just find people that have made they take the cutscenes and they make it into a movie, and it's like an hour long, and you could just watch all the cutscenes so you know the storyline.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. I actually watched all that, but I played it too. But see, my son likes to play it with me.
See, that's cool. But yeah, for me, I don't do that. Because you know why, man? I started playing the game, and I start getting upset, and I'm like, man, motherfucker, I'll beat your ass in real life. Like, get it in real life.
See, that's me. That's me too.
Like, in all seriousness, like I really get upset like that. Like, I start getting mad, and then if I play against someone online and they beat me, I'm like, man, but come do this in real life. Like, you're not about this.
Listen, don't play games online, okay? The only people you run into online are professional gamers or some little 12-year-old in Germany that's going to be like, oh, you suck, mother. I kill you. No, I'm not dealing with that because I'll be the same way. Oh, yeah? I'm going to come get you, you little schnauzer.
Oh, man. All right, so that's the end of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. What are you going to do? You know what? What are you guys going to give it? You going to give it a fist? You going to give it a kick? You fisting it or you kicking it? What are you doing to this movie? Come on, Joe. What are you doing?
I'm not doing either one of those things.
What are you doing?
It's not good enough to get. Not good enough for that. But I don't think it's bad enough to kick it. So I said if we were doing our regular grading, I'd give it about a C.
Ooh, you gave it a high grade.
I still liked it. I still didn't hate it. It was okay. It was good. Like No, I can't say it was good. There was just too much that bugged me about it. But the fighting and some of the storyline was all right. I knew what they were doing from the beginning. I knew that they were going to shove all these characters at us, and you can't do that and make a good movie. You just can't.
Yeah, you know what? You got a point. And like I said last week, after watching so many bad karate movies, like this wasn't as bad as I've seen. I think Double Dragon is going to take the trophy. That is the grand champion of bad movies, I'm thinking. I'm scared to even say that because I know that we got other movies we're going to see. But right now, man, grand champion is Double Dragon to me. What do you get this movie, Books? What do you grade it?
I was the same, like a C plus. I was the same way. Like I'm biased, so I like these movies. I still watch Annihilation every once in a while. I don't watch it as much as I would watch like the original, but I still like it just because I like the game and I like the overall. I just like Mortal Kombat. So for me, I always give it a C plus. It wouldn't be any lower than that. Lowest C minus. But I'm not going into the D range. It's not that bad.
I think I will get. Oh, man, I can't decide if I want to give it a C minus or a D plus. I really can't decide. Ooh, and if Jax wasn't in the movie, I would give it a C minus. If Jax wasn't in, and I'm not hating on the actor. It's not him. It's just the dialogue that they gave.
It's the direction that he was given. It's the direction he was given.
Yeah, but. I'm not going to watch it again, so I'm gonna give it a D. I'm gonna give it a D plus. Okay. That's what I'm gonna go with. But like I said, I think they could have did better with the movie. Like I like the idea of saying, okay, Shao Kahn and the Outer World competitors, they lost, but they're not taking their loss laying down. They're going to cheat and say that they're going to take over the Earth anyway. I like that. And I think they could have did a better story with just that. But you just never know. They thought it was a good idea to make this movie like that, and they made $20 million.
20 more million than I got.
So
that's off the name itself, more or less.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because how much books? How much did the first movie make?
Oh, the first one made. I think it was. They made around maybe a little bit more than that, but their budget was way lower. Oh my god, it was way lower in the first. I'm looking at it right now. I got you. Let's see. The first one. The first one made. I got it right here. The first. Oh my god. Yeah, you guys ain't gonna believe. All right, take a guess. We'll take a guess real quick.
How much?
100 million.
How much do you think the budget was?
12 million.
I'm gonna go with this one. With this one being 30 million, I'm going to say it was. I'm gonna say 15 million again.
You guys are both close. The budget for the first one was 18 million. 18. Guess how much they made box office?
100 million.
I would say about 80.
How much?
122 million.
122.
Wow.
So
this is complete garbage. Like
they was pissed.
They was not successful. They just came off of making over 100 million on this last one.
Yeah.
To making 20 million. Nah.
So Bugs, what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, nah.
What you were saying earlier, like if you made over 100 million,
your first one.
Your CGI and your special effects should have been on point because this right here,
it wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, the actors
because the CGI scenes were garbage anyway.
Yeah, I mean, oh goodness. And anyway, skip it. So next week we're going to watch the new Mortal Kombat 2021. I'm actually excited about this movie. I was not excited before today, though. Before I saw the 7-minute, it's not a trailer, Joe. It's not a trailer. It's the first 7 minutes of the movie. So if you guys listen to
go watch it right when I get to work.
So if you
when I get my first break.
If you guys want to watch it, just look on YouTube. Just look up Mortal Kombat 2021, first 7 minutes, whatever. It's out there. They put it out. They released it today. And I liked it. Like, it got me hyped for the movie. So I can't wait to watch the movie this weekend. It should be fun.
I'm just watching it on Saturday night, 6 p.m. I can't wait. Oh, it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it, man. And the first teaser trailer and the 7 minutes is the only thing that I've seen for this movie. I haven't seen anything else, so I'm going into it completely blind. Only other thing I know that Johnny Cage is not in this movie.
No, I didn't.
That's all I know.
I didn't know that.
But I think it's a reason for that, because I saw an article or something a few weeks ago that I didn't read, and it says something to the effect of here's why Johnny Cage isn't in the movie. So, but I didn't read the article. I have no idea why he wasn't in it. So you guys got anything coming up this week?
No, just this.
Just Mortal Kombat.
Just Mortal Kombat.
My whole life is revolved around that right now.
All right. So this was your whole idea, Angel, to watch the Mortal Kombat movies, because you wanted us to lead up to the new movie. That's why we went through and watched all of these video game movies. What are we doing next?
So next one,
explain it to him.
We're gonna be going over to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle side.
Yes.
We're gonna make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is not gonna be our first time, so what we're gonna do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then eventually we're gonna have Ninja Mania, and we're gonna do some different ninja movies. So probably what we're gonna do eventually is we're gonna do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then from there, we're gonna rock over and say we're gonna pick one movie from each decade, the best ninja movie from each decade.
So tell me this about Ninja Turtles: are we gonna do the 90s version and then the new ones? Or are we going to do not the new ones?
No. 90s and then the new ones.
Okay.
And then that's just for now. And then when we get closer, we're going to go Ninja Turtles, but we're going to pick the best episodes from the cartoon series.
That's going to be hard. But we can talk about that more next week. Okay. You guys got any closing remarks?
No, let's tune in for next week, because we're going to be one of the first podcasts to review the new Mortal Kombat. So
yeah, that. I'm ready, man. I'm gonna watch that like 5 times, 6 times.
Oh, you're gonna enjoy it, Joe. You're gonna enjoy that.
I already know I am. I'm gonna be I'm watching. I'm gonna be available to watch it right when it comes out. I'm up, so I'm gonna watch it right when it comes out, and then I'm just gonna watch it all weekend.
All right, cool. Also, I'm gonna send you the Oscar De La Hoya highlights from this weekend, because man,
I want to see it.
You're gonna listen to it. You're gonna listen to it because man, he was on something else. It sounded like he started 420 a little early. That's all I'm saying. And he was on commentary. Trav, if you listen to CTE, they played a little bit of it because I sent it to Trav. So I'm gonna send you guys the full things also. All right. So for everybody here at the Martial Arts Center Network, from Joe, for Mike, for Angel, this is Eugene. We're signing off. Stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you next week. Director, play my music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.